The countries that lead in AI will shape the future, and the countries that ignore it may spend decades trying to catch up. Are we preparing young people for the economy of tomorrow?
I have a mentee who came to me and he's doing freelancing. And I told him to go and close that thing down. All these freelance sites are organizations. Imagine Dangote was a freelancer.
I can't imagine it.
Imagine Elumelu was a freelancer. 50,000 people will be out of jobs today. We need to be familiar with building structures. You go to Europe today, go to the West, 4 or 5 young people in dormitories. They come together, a startup. That startup in the next 4 years, 5 years, is going to have a valuation about 10, 15, $20 million. Their business is worth about $30 million. Guess who they're hiring to work with them in their IT team? That freelance boy who spent 4 years learning that skill and becoming a pro in it. Now the organization is valued at about $30 million. The value of these people who built an organization is $30 million. Who is going to make a more holistic decision between these two people? So we in Africa must leave the freelance idea. It's a cheap way. And that's the same mentality that says jackpot because it's easy. It's easier to jackpot than to build.
This podcast is suitable for anyone between the ages of 16 to 35. If you're a student or young professional looking to level up your life with real discipline, structured growth, and actionable strategies, this is the podcast for you. Welcome to the Sweet and Sour Podcast. My name is Abdulmumini Hikmat. I am a fellow student, a nation builder, and a believer in disciplined growth. Here we explore personal development, mindset transformation, productivity, and entrepreneurship, breaking down the systems and habits and decisions that actually move the needle. If this is your first time here, don't make it your last, because this isn't just a podcast. It's a space to grow intentionally. If not, sweetie, you know how we roll now. Let me hear you say H to the I to the Q, to the M to the A and the T.
H to the I to the Q, to the M to the A and the T.
The countries that lead in AI will shape the future, and the countries that ignore it may spend decades trying to catch up. So where does Africa fit into that story? Are we preparing young people for the economy of tomorrow? Or are we simply helping them, just get by today? Joining me is Richardson Ojeka, an entrepreneur, an author, and a passionate advocate for Africa's future. Thank you so much, Mr. Richardson, for being here today. It's such an honor to have you here.
Thank you, Hikmat.
You look good. I was going to ask you about what you're wearing on your head, the cap. What is that?
Thank you. It's called Africana Couture.
All right.
It's owned by Charles Orosonye. Really great guy, Pan-African in design. And yeah, I love to wear African brands. So
what? That's a gorilla right there, right?
yeah, it's a gorilla.
Okay, let's get right into it. So my first question is, I eventually found out that your foundation, Africado, actually means Africa do. And I've come to realize that you've dedicated your work to Africa. So what makes you still believe that this continent can become a global powerhouse?
Thank you for that question. Do I tell you the story of the name?
However you want to start. It's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So the name came from my experience, and I was thinking about how that we talk a lot in Africa, and if we can just get ourselves to keep doing the things that we want to do, it is only doers who are going to shape the future. It's only people who are doing things that will change the narrative. If you enter into a long flight and you see two Africans sitting together, they're going to be talking all through the flight. 7-hour flight, they'll be talking all through. If you talk to Europeans, you see them working, you see them reading, or probably even resting. See, that's the difference. Some people are invested in developing themselves, other people are invested in talking. So I thought that Africans, we should do more, And your question, very interesting. I think that in the near future, Africa is a force to reckon with. First of all, our population. Our population is alarming, In 2050, 1 out of every 4 young people that you see between the ages of 25 are going to be African. That's a huge number. About 1 billion workforce. That's a huge number. And we should begin to pay attention to those people. See, there is a numbers game that we have an advantage of. Demographic dividend is a powerful thing. And if you also move from there, to talking about the solid minerals and the mineral resources that we have, Africa has about over 30% of the world's mineral deposits. So you want to pay attention to that because we have 6 or 7 continents in the world, and one of them is having about 30%. In the next 2050, it's going to be a very powerful place to be in. And when it comes to technology and innovation, they might not be televised, they might not be popular, but they are doing incredible works around technology.
So speaking on that, do you personally know one person that is doing an incredible work in technology or AI that is not as televised or is not as popular as they should be? Do you know one particular person or like maybe an organization?
Thank you. Our organization is doing something incredible.
All right.
We're building innovation hubs across schools. And if you see the project that these kids are working on, absolutely incredible. So these are kids, first of all, that are, some of them are very underprivileged. And they didn't even have like good exposure to technology. And we expose them to it, expose them to AI. A lot of them are building programs right now, building bots. And that is the first generation of people who are going to be using it. They are going to be consumers. If you give them time and you give them space and latitude, they will be able to become creators. But orientation is very important. And that is where we come in. We want to be creators, not users. In this part of the world, we use a lot. We are consumers. And we are telling the people, yeah, listen, this is great. What you're doing with AI is fantastic. What you're doing with technology is fantastic. However, there's a higher place where you can be a creator of these things. You know, so there's a generation that plants the seed. There's another generation that waters. There's another generation that will enjoy.
Harvest, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And there's another generation that will prune, you know. So that is, our generation is planting the seed for the young people that are going to change the narrative in the coming future.
Okay. So my next question would be that in Nigeria today, how important is it that we integrate like AI into what we do currently to kind of like take Nigeria to like a higher level? How important is AI? That's the question.
It's too important. It's too important. People say AI will take your jobs. Hey, man, people fight technology. Every time there's a new development anywhere, people are always fighting it. So remember when the television was like a thing in Nigeria then, in the 80s and the 90s? People thought this television is going to take away the media. You know, newspapers were angry. Homes were very angry about it, you know. But guess what? It amplified it. It amplified news. It amplified media.
Yeah.
You know, so people always fight it, but we need to, as a people, imbibe AI into what we're doing because that's where the whole world is going into. It saves you time, makes you more efficient, makes you sharper and smarter. So yes, I think that we need to put a lot of effort into using AI for good, you know, using AI for our development, and we can also use AI to close the time gap that we are having in Africa. You know, we are so backward as a people, but if we use AI, I'm sure that it can help us to close the gap for a bit.
Okay. So speaking on AI, because I'm someone who uses AI a lot, whether like, you know, for school and for even things related to like when I'm trying to work out like episodes and stuff. But do you think that in the world that we are today, if, quote unquote, a person is an Olodo, now, do you think that Olodoness can progressively worsen in this era of AI? Because, like, you know, it's kind of like now it's easier to just... Someone made a statement that some people really cannot even read a comment and comprehend, not because they didn't go to school, but because really, like, there's AI, they just take the comments, plug it to AI, break this thing down, what is this thing trying to say? Like, it's so funny. So do you think that Olodoness can actually become worse with the use of AI?
I like that phrase, Olodoness. There is a deliberate Olodorization of young people in Nigeria.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know?
Yes.
And it is done by the young people themselves. You see, in those days when you need to write a letter, you just need to sit down and crack your head and write a letter. And those days I'm talking about is not in the 70s. I'm talking about as recent as 5 years ago, as 4 years ago. You know, Right now, you can just put a prompt and then it's generating later for you. What that does is that it reduces our thinking. It reduces our thinking. We are not thinking as much. And so for those who are not even smart, it's a big problem because it's not about the tool. It's about who is using it. The one who is prompting it is more important than the tool. So two people can use an AI to create a document, and one's document is going to be better. For example, someone who's been doing research all his life. When I was in school, I used to write a lot of research documents for people, business plans and all. And I can use AI right now to write a business plan that will be far better than someone who just went and prompted it that has not been doing that has not been using it before. And that's because I've done this thing manually so much that I'm so good at it that I can just prompt it and I know what it's going to bring for me. You know, AI is not 100% efficient.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can give you very nonsense answers.
Yes, it can. You know what? Let's even down to schoolwork. Sometimes like I ask a question and it's giving me, I'm like, no, that is wrong. It's like, oh yeah, actually it's wrong.
I like the frankness of it, you know.
Yes.
But I'm so scared that the doctors that we are generally producing these days have been AI-ified, you know.
Well, I don't think you should be scared because just because you think that maybe the doctors you see, just like we established, right? Using it, the problem is like how you use it. The training of medical students has not changed over time.
Okay.
You understand? The training is still there. If you become an Olodo Uprising doctor, you know, for some reason, it's probably on you because the training is still as rigorous as it has always been. It's not like, okay, now...
So the AI is to enhance it.
So basically, right, now AI is more of like libraries now. You have to go to the library. Everybody's fighting for one textbook. Some people could not even afford something. So what's like, I know that a lot of us use it for is, okay, we have questions we have to ask. When we see this, what are the things that could, what should possibly come to our head? And then again, just like we said in our conversation yesterday, I don't know if you remember, the knowledge is vast.
Stupendously vast.
It is vast. And as they teach us, as a doctor, if you do not know, ask. Because you cannot know everything. It's better for you to accept the fact that you don't know and you try to know than for you to foolishly believe that you know everything and then just
try and error on somebody.
Try an error of somebody. So there's certain things that like you're not too sure of. You understand? Because like if you look at the training, right? Let's say, for example, someone comes to you with a case that has to do with neurology, but you're not a specialist in neurology. But then of course, because if you're doing medical school, you have to like go through all of this, like you go through every unit, every single time. But then there's something you're not sure of because you're not a neurology that sees only patients that have to do with neuro cases. Then there's some things you still have to check. And the medical world, like every other world, keeps advancing every single day. They can tell you, oh, this drug now, we no longer use it again. We found out that it's carcinogenic. Oh, sausages that, you know, people take in shawarma. Apropos doctor did a video. It's carcinogenic. You find out things every single day. So you have to keep learning. You understand? So basically, I do not think that it should be a cause for alarm. Yet. Honestly, I just feel like if we are experiencing, like I said, an Olodo Uprising doctor, it's on the person, not on this, because the system, the training is still
very gross.
I think it's still as standard as it is. We have good teachers. I must say, like, there are really good teachers in Nigeria. So
that's
moving on, it's a relief, right?
Yeah, good relief.
You know, like, and funny enough, it's very, very, like, you know, interesting that, like, I always say this. I say, if only people knew, apart from the fact that, like, in, you know, teaching hospitals and all of these medical government-owned places, like, it's very stressful. And then, like, maybe the government did not provide them with every single facility that they want. They have the best of the best doctors. I'm not even going to lie. Like, if, God forbid, I don't want to ever be in a situation where I need some sort of help or something like that. But I would rather, because I know that, like, they are good. It's not even a matter of, like, do we have good doctors in Nigeria? There are good doctors in Nigeria. So calm down.
That's reassuring, actually.
Yeah,
very reassuring.
Honestly speaking, not going to lie. So my next question to you is, now, if we get AI right in Africa, what would this continent look like in 20 years? If we get AI right, like, now we're still in the phase. I think what just like you say, like some organizations are integrating AI. If we've come to the phase where we've actually gotten AI really good, how would Africa as a continent look like in 20 years from now?
I think that is multifaceted because in different sectors, it's going to be a huge revolution. It's going to be far from what we're having right now. In governance, for example, imagine that we deploy AI, and the organizations that are doing it currently, I know of Yaga Africa that is deploying AI to see to check elections, so you can be in your house in real time and see what's happening. So that's a very good thing. So a lot of corruption will be stopped in the elections. In public governance also, if you're able to deploy AI to check for the processes, you're able to be sure that you don't need as many what do you call it, rigorous auditing to be able to be sure that what's happening in the civil service public sector is done rightly, because AI is already there, it's plug and play. If you go into the entertainment space, it's going to be crazy. I think that if we are able to get AI right in Africa in the next 50 years,
50, 20 years.
50 to 20 years,
20, yeah.
will be a saner place. Africa will be a saner place to live in. Africa will be a place where you don't even have to worry again. Even security, they would to apprehend terrorism will be much more precise. So it's going to be even agriculture, precision farming. It's going to be. I think that Africa is going to be able to produce much more. Intra-Africa trade is 3%. Unfortunately, it's at 3%. It's abysmal. And that is because of many things. The number of open borders in Nigeria are more than the number of borders that are being manned by the Immigration and Customs. There are a lot of porous borders in the country. So imagine what that is going to do for security agencies. Efficiency. Imagine what that's going to do for trade and development. People are already integrated. I think that the future is bright. I think that we don't have to be scared in Africa regarding AI. I think that we need to embrace it as fast as we can for good. You see, like you said, the people who are using AI is more important than the AI itself. The motive, the mentality of the people. What are we using it for? Are we using it for good? And if we can use it for good, I'm sure that we're going to be in a totally different continent in the next 20 years.
Okay. So what's like, speaking on Africa again, what is the one thing that the world gets wrong about Africa and Africans?
They underestimate us a lot.
In what aspect? In every aspect?
In every aspect.
Really?
In
Have
every
you had
aspect.
an experience?
Oh, yeah, many times.
Can you tell me about
many times? So I was in this conference in Europe,
okay.
and they were talking about the interaction of Africa and Europe. The interaction between Africa and Europe. What is the nature of the interaction between Africa and Europe? And it was so interesting because it was sort of like, we are the saviors. We are coming to save you. You don't know what you need. We know what you need. And we're bringing what we need to come and save you. In reality, we know what we need. We know who we are. We know the people that are really changing things here. They don't know. The white man still thinks that, many white people still think that if you come out of this place right now, you probably see like 2-3 monkeys come to hug you and say, welcome, sister.
Wow.
You probably think that if you just take a stroll down, you probably see a tiger moving on the street. They don't know the developments here. They don't know the type of people that we have here. But it's very shocking because our people are living here and going there and doing so well. If our system was that bad, I'm not sure we'll be able to do as much as we are. The perception that people have of Africa is very flawed. It's terribly flawed.
And can we blame the media?
Our media is is the biggest weapon used against Africa.
I think even not only Africa, media itself it's too weaponized. Honestly.
Thank you.
Yes.
Firstly, when I got close to some things, some knowledge, I found that there's nothing that trends without somebody paying for it.
Really?
Yes, every news that's trending, someone is paying.
Wow.
Propaganda sells. Every single news that is trending, both on Twitter or everywhere, somebody is paying for it to trend. That's the first things first. And then, secondly, when people, there are organizations that come to Nigeria, go to Makoko, go to Marabayanya, televise Marabayanya. Now the Lekki flood has happened.
Oh my
They'll
God.
go to
Oh my God. I saw a baddie on a canoe, man.
Solution. It's going to be far from what we're having right now. In governance, for example, imagine that we deploy AI, and the organizations that are doing it currently. I know of Yaga Africa that is deploying AI to see to check elections, so you can be in your house in real time and see what's happening. So that's a very good thing. So a lot of corruption will be stopped in the elections. In public governance also, if you're able to deploy AI to check for the processes, you're able to be sure that you don't need as many what do you call it, rigorous auditing to be able to be sure that what's happening in the civil service public sector is done rightly, because AI is already there, it's plug and play. If you go into the entertainment space, it's going to be crazy. I think that if we are able to get AI right in Africa in the next 50 years,
50, 20 years.
50 to 20 years,
20, yeah.
will be a saner place. Africa will be a saner place to live in. Africa will be a place where you don't even have to worry again. Even security, they would to apprehend terrorism will be much more precise. So it's going to be even agriculture, precision farming. It's going to be. I think that Africa is going to be able to produce much more. Intra-Africa trade is 3%. Unfortunately, it's at 3%. It's a abysmal. And that is because of many things. The number of open borders in Nigeria are more than the number of borders that are being manned by the Immigration and Customs. There are a lot of porous borders in the country. So imagine what that is going to do for security agencies. Efficiency. Imagine what that's going to do for trade and development. People are already integrated. I think that the future is bright. I think that we don't have to be scared in Africa regarding AI. I think that we need to embrace it as fast as we can for good. You see, like you said, the people who are using AI is more important than the AI itself. The motive, the mentality of the people. What are we using it for? Are we using it for good? And if we can use it for good, I'm sure that we're going to be in a totally different continent in the next 20 years.
Okay. So what's, like, speaking on Africa again, what is the one thing that the world gets wrong about Africa and Africans?
They underestimate us a lot.
In what aspect? In every aspect?
In every aspect.
Really?
In
Have
every
you had
aspect.
an experience?
Oh, yeah, many times.
Can you tell me about
many times? So I was in this conference in Europe, and they were talking about the interaction of Africa and Europe. The interaction between Africa and Europe. What is the nature of the interaction between Africa and Europe? And it was so interesting because it was sort of like, we are the saviors. We are coming to save you. You don't know what you need. We know what you need. And we're bringing what we need to come and save you. In reality, we know what we need. We know who we are. We know the people that are really changing things here. They don't know. The white man still thinks that, many white people still think that if you come out of this place right now, you probably see like 2-3 monkeys come to hug you and say, welcome, sister. Wow. You probably think that if you just take a stroll down, you probably see a tiger moving around the street. They don't know the developments here. They don't know the type of people that we have here. But it's very shocking because our people are living here and going there and doing so well. If our system was that bad I'm not sure we'll be able to do as much as we are. The perception that people have of Africa is very flawed. It's terribly flawed.
And can we blame the media? For
Our
that?
media is is the biggest weapon used against Africa.
I think even not only Africa, media itself it's too weaponized. Honestly.
Thank you.
Yes.
Firstly, when I got close to some things, some knowledge, I found that there's nothing that trends without somebody paying for it.
Really?
Yes, every news that's trending, someone is paying.
Wow.
Propaganda sells. Every single news that is trending, both on Twitter or everywhere, somebody is paying for it to trend. That's the first things first. And then, secondly, when there are organizations that come to Nigeria, go to Makoko, go to Marabayanya, televise Marabayanya. Now the Lekki flood has happened.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I saw a body on a canoe, man.
They will televise it. And guess what? They'll go back and say, this is Africa. Is that Africa?
That is not.
Did you have flood in your place?
No.
What is the percentage of places that were flooded in Africa? Why are you using this as a mainstream reporting of what's happening in Africa? Africa is a blessed place. Africa is a beautiful place. I went to Delta State January this year. I was it's a beautiful, extremely beautiful place. Spent 2 weeks there. Have one of the best lakes rivers maybe in Africa.
Really?
Yeah, River
Delta
Ethiop.
State.
Very beautiful, so clear.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Wow. How many states have you visited in Nigeria?
36 now.
Wow.
So remaining 10.
Where's like of all the states, which would you want to go back to again? And
This
why?
is a very interesting question. I always go to Lagos. Lagos is my preferred place.
Really?
Oh yeah, Lagos.
Okay, so why Lagos?
The people. Lagos have a very large and diverse ecosystem. Like whatever you're looking for in Lagos, you can get it, and people are willing to support. The people I meet in Lagos are willing to help and support. And whatever I'm trying to do in Lagos in the next how many hours already done. I want to meet this person, it's already done. I want to meet so and so person, they're already taking me there. I'm like, things happen so fast here.
Everybody's moving.
Everybody's moving,
Yeah.
Over here in Abuja, they'll say, okay, submit this one, we'll get back to you, come back this one, come back that one, or guys not around, This is what happens in Abuja. Things are quite slow here, But over there in Lagos, I went to Lagos, I had a meeting with someone just to lunch, and he was getting to meet me. And right there and then, he asked for my details, transferred the money in less than 20 minutes of conversation. I asked him, have you lived in Abuja before? He said, no. I said, no wonder.
Wow. But surprisingly, can you live in Lagos?
Yes.
Okay. Because,
with two houses.
there's this like, huh?
With 2 houses.
Okay, we will get to that. But like, there's this dynamics of like, people saying that I've met people that cannot live in Lagos. They are maybe probably Abuja based. And I've met people that are like Lagos based that can never ever, they can come to Abuja, but like they can't reset. Like it's like that for people. But it's interesting that you can actually, so you can move.
I'll probably stay in Lagos if I have when I have 3 houses. I'll have 3 houses. So there are 3 parts in Lagos. You see, there's the island,
There's the
mainland.
Then there's where?
No land. All those
Olodos. What do you
after
mean?
that.
What do you mean? No, you're throwing shades at the Korodu people. Korodu people will come for you.
So if you are staying in no land, I probably like to have a little house in no land.
Okay, so where are you going to? Where would you live on the island?
I know I have a house at the island and mainland.
You call Atlantic shit.
I love that.
No, but they call
Penthouse.
they call Atlantic there. Like it's fine.
I mean, the US is building this largest embassy in the world.
Yeah, it's like that place.
It should tell you something about Africa.
Yeah,
It should even tell you something about Africa.
Africa is going places. I believe. I can see the vision.
When I see the Jackpot wave,
especially among doctors.
I have so many doctor friends, and I wouldn't want them to beat me when this.
When the episode airs.
They say, I'm not treating you again. So I'm not going to talk about that. But see, interestingly, jokes aside, the Jackpot wave is very interesting. The Chinese are here in their numbers. They're coming here in their numbers if you go to the airport. The Russians are coming here in their numbers if you go to the airport. The Americans are coming here in their numbers. All the Europeans are coming here in their numbers. Why do you think they are coming?
Because the number is
Come
here.
and eat our going.
Come and eat akara.
It's not akara now. It's not cassava. But guess what? While they are coming to see the good, to take the good, what are our people doing?
They're taking the good.
We're leaving.
Yeah.
Because we can't see it. We don't want to be a part of the solution. We see that, the country is gone. So, okay, somebody has to fix it. You know, they're good here. If they are not good, I'm not going to see this massive influx of people coming here. Yeah.
Okay, so building everything you've built today, and I'm definitely sure that you didn't wait for for the conditions to be perfect. Reading your book, The Entrepreneurial Mind, which you did not bring here today.
Sorry.
And I'm going to pardon you. Anyways, but definitely from that book, I got to know that you just did things as as it came, basically as you wanted to just do them from your mind, and you didn't wait for perfect conditions. So I'd like you to tell me what separates a builder from someone who is just a dreamer. Yeah, what separates these two categories of people? Someone who builds and someone who just stays there and just has dreams and stuff.
Is the last two letters from Africa though?
Do.
It's very important.
Yeah.
See, because if you do and fail, you learn. You have experience. If you don't do, you don't learn. For me, I want to live a fulfilled life. I want to go to my deathbed smiling because everything I wanted to do,
You did.
I did it. Will everything I want to do be successful? Yes. And what is success? The fact that I'm able to try what I tried against all odds. If I didn't succeed if I didn't have the goal I wanted to have, I had the experience. And these experiences are very important. I'm able to make rational decisions more because I do. I'm able to look at something and say, everything life is not black and white because I do. No. I never had the privilege, for example, of working anywhere because I started my organization after secondary school. So I've always been self-employed. And when I was in 200 level, we were hiring corpers in the organization. I never had a non-graduate, actually. From 100 level, I started hiring graduates. 200 level, started hiring corpers. I began to see, when I started paying salaries, that life is not black and white. People actually plan with that money. So for me, there was a time that we were going through a very tough time in the organization. And I just asked myself, I was a student, I was in year 3. We had staff in the organization. I was driving a nice car. And I asked myself, listen, nobody actually gives me a deal because they saw my car. These staff here, some of them are in debt, waiting for the salary. Some of them have planned for that salary. I'm not going to just stay like this. And I went and sold my car. Brought back the salary, brought back the money, and told my guys, hey guys, listen, I just sold my car, and this is the alert. Your salaries are going to be paid today. It's been a rough time. However, we'll not be able to pay you next month until things get better. So please don't come back here next month. At least we're not owing you. Have a nice day. This was on Friday. Came to work first thing on Monday morning because I know that I'm now the cleaner, I'm now the admin, I'm now the janitor, I'm now everything in the organization. And I saw those guys.
You didn't hear what I said?
I didn't hear what. And they said, Mr. Richard, we're not here because of the money. We'll be here till the last day of the organization.
That's so cute.
I went inside my room and in the office, my own office. Say men don't cry.
You
so
cried?
Before.
Oh my God.
I was in year 3 then, And interestingly, like some days after we got a breakthrough, but it showed me the type of stuff I had. So you see, when people say employees are demons, not all.
Yes.
Are there some that are going to destroy you? Yes.
Yes.
Life is not black and white. People are planning with that salary.
Yeah.
Don't delay it. Give them their pay as at when due. These things are very important for me because I didn't have the opportunity to work somewhere. So I experienced it firsthand. I saw how these things are firsthand. And this is very important for entrepreneurship. So yes, being a builder is a very interesting thing. It's going to give you a lot of experience. It's going to give you a lot of worldview. It's going to give you different type of exposure. And I think that everybody should build. Even if you're not starting, you should join someone else and build. Be committed in your workplace. Be that person who is almost indispensable in the workplace. I think it's a mentality.
I like that. So speaking on, having a team, and I remember like reading your book and you walked us through the process of like building a team. So for people who haven't read that book, I would like you to give us like just 5 points. If I were to build my team from scratch today, what are the 5 things I should do?
5 things. You don't start. I think that if you want to build a team, the first you want to look at is cultural alignment.
Okay.
The culture of the person, the values of the person are very important to bringing into the team. Like, I have a friend who says that people don't fight.
Yeah, values clash.
Thank you.
Values clash. Clock it.
So sometimes, a lot of times, it's the values of the persons, Like my organization, it's very common for you to come into the office by 8 p.m. and see people there. And you probably won't even see me. So it's not like I'm telling everybody you're working till 8 p.m. It's a culture. And you see them the next morning before 9 o'clock. We resume 9, close by 5. People are there till 8 because we have a culture of not leaving until we finish our work. We have a culture that says, hey, it's not written, but we have a culture that says we're going to do our best regardless the size of our audience. So if we have one person who is contracting us and that person is paying like 5,000 naira, we're going to put in our best into that. If you go and bring someone who only believes in doing their best when things are right, see, when things are right, they'll do their best.
Yeah, the values would clash.
Exactly. So
number
values, value alignment of the person.
Yes.
Number 2 is competence.
Competence. Okay.
Yes, you have to hire competence. You save yourself a lot of headaches, a lot of shouting.
Not just this person is my friend.
No. Family, business and pleasure don't mix. No, at all. Friends and family should be friends and family. Business is business. You hire your brother, younger brother, Hikmat, and he moves away with your money. What do you want to do to him? You want to arrest him with police? They'll call family meeting.
You go and bail him back.
And when you are shouting, you're trying to make points. He can't want to destroy my family. They said, you keep quiet. You're not keeping quiet. This thing way they do now, why they chop you? You are too stubborn. You don't need to hear. Sit down. They'll call family meeting on you,
They will tell you, it's your brother. That family.
Don't sticker than quarter. No, how did you will tell you, so you don't.
Gaslight.
For the sanity of your organization, just keep family as family, friends as friends, and business as business. So competence is very important. You want to bring people who,
moral values.
Yeah. Competence. Yeah. And when you are a leader, try to give good incentives to your people. Even if you don't have the means, let people say that you are going the extra mile for them. They need to say it. They need to say that, he doesn't have what it takes right now, but he's going the extra mile. And people are not stupid. People know when you're not going the extra mile. And you're just talking about it. People talk about the extra mile. You have to go the extra mile for your people. If you're able to do that, I think you have a very committed team.
You just give us 3. So, it's not up to 5. It's just 3.
So let's stop at 3 for now.
Let's talk about. So 3. So the first thing is values. You have to
hire
get
people
someone
based on
that
values.
people that are aligning with your values. Then competence. You have to get someone that is competent. And then the third one is, what's the third
one? The third one is getting you doing your part.
You giving good
incentive.
Good incentives too. Because that everything has C. So, values, cultural values, competence, and incentives. So if you're advising a 20-year-old Nigerian today about the skills they should learn that would still matter in the next 10 years, what would you advise them? What skills would you advise them to take?
Building is a skill.
Okay.
I have a mentee who came to me and he's doing freelancing. And I told him to go and close that thing down.
Okay.
You know,
So
I'm a
you're
straight talker.
Yes, yeah.
Let's close it down. Not that it's wrong, but you see, you need to build organization. You need to be able to build an organization. Freelancing, Upwork, all these things. You need to build your organization. That's what we don't have here. All these freelance sites are organizations. So every young person in Nigeria now needs to build organization. And that is where the problem is. Because building is hard. It's very easy for you to be a freelancer and be earning $3,000, $4,000, you know. But now, start an organization. Hire one person. Hire two people. Manage. You have to start to think about management. You have to manage their time, their resources, their energy, their ego, their personality, their emotions. That's difficult. So every young person in Africa, if I'm going to advise you, go and build an organization.
What if you don't have the, like, you know,
You
that
learn
phrase,
it
that,
now.
no. Like, building an organization, it's not like you're just going to build your organization with just mouth. You build with, like, everything you have. What if you don't, like, because when we look at freelancing, it kind of like, it really helps, it has helped a lot of people. So is it like the person should like, is it like the advice you told the person was totally shut down the freelance?
Oh no, what I meant was go and build an organization.
Basically, you
Yeah,
can
so
still
you
be
could still be
freelancing.
doing your freelancing to get money to run your organization.
Yes.
Yeah, but essentially what's more important is build organization. See, imagine Dangote was a freelancer.
I can't imagine it.
50,000 people will be out of jobs today.
Yes.
Imagine Elumelu was a freelancer. So as nation builders, we have to look at, we need to build structures. We need to be familiar with building structures. And that's very important. Young people don't know how to build. Let me tell you something. You go to Europe today, go to the West, what do you find? You find 4 or 5 young people in dormitories. And what are they doing in that dormitory? They come together and start a startup. That startup in the next 4 years, 5 years, is going to have a valuation about 10, 15, $20 million. The founder is there, the co-founder is there, the technical person is there. Everybody's in that room, and they are still in that room, in that dormitory. By the time they're done with school, their business is worth about $30 million. Guess who they're hiring from to work with them in their IT team? That freelance boy who spent 4 years learning that skill and becoming a pro in it. The same number of time that was spent by some people who came to build organization. Now the organization is valued at about $30 million. This guy was hired. They are paying him $2,000, which is about 2.8 million in Nigeria. The value of that freelance, that 4 years, 5 years you put to be an expert in this field is 2.4 million naira, 2.8 million naira. The value of these people who built an organization is $30 million. You are continents apart. You are galaxies apart in terms of value. They have stormed, they have formed, they have had issues in the team, they have learned how to resolve issues. They are working with partners that have given them issues. They've learned a lot of things. Now they are now working with international, intercontinental staff. They understand how an African thinks. They probably have some staff from India. They understand how Indians think. Who is going to make a more holistic decision between these two people? The freelance guy?
No.
Exactly. So we in Africa must leave the freelance idea. It's a cheap way. And that's the same mentality that says Jackpa, because it's easy. It's easier to Jackpa than to build. You go to Jackpa, you do some care work, wash some bum-bums here and there. They pay you some few dollars and few pounds. Sweep some roads, walk some madmen, walk dogs, pay you some few pounds. You save some money, come back at the end of the year with about 10 million naira. If you save it, 5,000 pounds, convert it to 10 million naira. You're living like a big man. It's easier than to say, I want to stay here and build. Look at what the founder of Money Point said. Difficult to get staff here.
But is that true on your end?
Oh, very true.
Really?
Very true. There was a role we were recruiting for. We just got it.
Okay. How long have you been recruiting for that?
Since last year. We got it 2 months ago.
Wow. Why was it so difficult to get somebody? Was it like they didn't meet the requirement? What was it exactly?
So 2 things. So firstly, someone who is doing that, there's also a component of remuneration. Someone who is doing that for a foreign firm is earning about $3,000. And it's good. How much is $3,000? That's about 3 points,
Something
4 points, maybe 3 points. 1,004 times 3. That's 3.2 million.
Yes.
That's 3.2 million, right? So that guy is not going to come and take an 800,000 naira job. I don't know if you get me. But we are paying about that range for that role. Okay. I don't know if you get me.
Yes.
Then the next is that we have a lot of quacks who think they can do things until you put them to the field. There's not a lot of competent people in this part of the world because there's no incentives for competent people. That's why I told you that you have to provide incentives.
You have to provide incentives.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we round up, my last question to you would be this. If you had the attention of every African president for 5 minutes, what would you tell them? Or in fact, if you had the attention of our own president right now, what would you tell him?
I've asked 2 questions.
I asked like every African president, but I just wanted to narrow it down for you. You can choose to answer whichever one works for you.
Are you familiar with the AU Agenda 2063? So the African Union Agenda 2063 is the long-term goal of the African continent.
Okay.
And part of the aspirations is that they say that Africa is going to be one continent, borderless, secured, and easy to trade in. So that's when you begin to have the AFCFTA trade. We need to implement that. See, when Europe have their goals, they narrow down and they ensure that they're implementing it.
I think that's a very big issue with like Nigeria, Africa, with a lot of things. Policies are passed, bills are passed, but like implementation, who sees to that?
But we need to even break it down more. So the UN comes together and says, from 2000 to 2015, they have what they call the Millennium Development Goals, MDGs.
Yes, then we now had the SDGs.
After 2015, they came together again and said, let us create another goal for 15 years.
Yeah.
It now became SDGs, which is going to expire in 2030.
Yes.
So you see, there's 15 years in between. So good time for evaluation, good time for measuring. Now, the African Union was founded in 1963 in Addis Ababa. And in 2013, they came together again in Addis Ababa and said, this is where we have achieved, this is what we have achieved in 50 years. Where are we going to in the next 50 years? So look at it. The world is doing 15 years.
They are doing 50.
Africa is doing 50 years. If you have a goal you want to achieve in 50 years, you go and sleep. 50 years is a long time.
50 years, like, I can imagine I'll be very old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So none of the guys who did the planning in 2015 is going to be alive in 2063. It's the reason why it's going to be difficult for it to be implemented also.
Yeah.
So it needs to be short term. And it needs to be known. So how are you in Africa and you go to the NYSC camps in Nigeria and the students, the corpus, 13 years down the line, don't know what the AU Agenda 2063 is. But they know about the SDGs. You are first an African.
Yes.
So there's not a lot of PR done for that. There's not a lot of promotion that is done for that. We need to promote it. The people need to know that there is something called the African Agenda.
Yeah.
We need to know the African agenda. That's why when you go to conferences every time, you realize that the Arabs have an agenda for Africa. The Europeans have an agenda for Africa. The French have an agenda for Africa, which is Europe also. The Americans have an agenda for Africa. Every country, the Russians have an agenda for Africa. What is Africa's agenda for itself? Everybody seems to have an agenda for Africa, except Africa. The African Youth Agenda, my friend told me, he said it's to Jackpa. To create a holistic agenda for the people to know that this is where we are going to as a nation. Let the people see that there are measurable tracks that is leading them there. I don't think Africa have a problem with suffering. We are so used to suffering. But let us know that this suffer head where we did is an El Dorado at the end of the day.
Okay, that's beautiful. So you don't have a message for Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? If you're going to
I've
say
put
something
everything inside that
inside that
place.
place.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. That's it for today, sweetie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so
Remember
much.
that growth doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice and by the habits and small disciplines you practice every single day. If you found this episode helpful, make sure you follow it from wherever you're listening and, subscribe if you're currently watching on YouTube. And thank you so much to our last viewers. Yeah, and make sure you share with a friend that, needs a little push to level up. Until next time, I remain your host, H to the I to the Q to the M to the A and the T. Stay growing, stay intentional, and, stay structured. Bye.